All right, let's look at this ringside pass to see what's going on.
Today we're talking about 2K26's Ringside Pass. Now, because I got early access with the game, I'm able to show off what the tiers look like. But I hope to give you just some clarity and some insights of my experience and even talking with the developers, some of the exciting stuff for it, but also highlighting what the community's hesitations are, concerns, and why some people may not be excited for it. So let us begin.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not excited for this.
You're gonna have two tracks. You have the free track and you have the premium track. The free track for season 1 highlights the superstars, the legends, the content you would see typically associated with the supercharger. For example, the free tier, you would see things like Hulk Hogan, the NWO, a lot of the legends, superstars that are usually affiliated with supercharger unlocks, like completing modes in the game or using the supercharger to just unlock them all. Those are shifted over to the battle pass. So things that I noticed were just that, yeah, you have the NWO and DX, different character models that are normally supercharger unlocks. They're now in this free tier. Can you just unlock it, you know, day one, get everything in the free tier? No. The same rules apply when it comes to the premium that we'll talk.
That's stupid. That's dumb. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the problem with WWE 2K games is, honestly, they don't have a lot of replay value. Once you unlock everything that you want from the base game, there's really no reason to go back to it. Like, their DLC has been lackluster, like, probably since 2K19, if I'm being honest with you. Like, you'll have some superstars that you're interested in and that you'll buy, but like for the most part, there's no real reason to like it dies within like 3 to 4 months of it coming out. So I can see why they made this like battle pass thing, because they want to extend the life of the game and all that stuff like that. But this is like, I don't know. I'm not feeling this so far.
About in a minute. So for the free tier, like the premium, you're gonna go through and collect RXP to unlock every single thing across every single tier. There are 40 tiers, 40 for the free and 40 for the premium. So you can unlock superstars, legends, personas, alta tires, VC. There's timed bonus RXP, bundles of superstars where they're going to give you 3 or 5 or 2 superstars and a couple of championship belts. Arenas, the cosmetics. There's my faction VC. There's island VC. There's attribute points for the island. My faction cards are in there. The personas are also made exclusively for Ringside Pass. When I say all this, I'm referring to both free and premium. You're going to see both elements across both tiers. Now, in the early impressions that I got and the early reveal of Season 1 Ringside Pass, it didn't show how much each piece was going to cost in terms of RXP. It didn't disclose on it because it's an early build of the game. It didn't say that Vikingo was 80 or 150 RXP to unlock him, or if you wanted to get Latino Heat Bundle, is it going to be 200 RXP or 80 RXP? Before we go any further, I think that the unlockables they're using for both the free and the premium have very good variety. On the free ones that, if you just buy the standard edition of the game and you have no interest in buying the other editions to give you the Ringside Season Pass,
at least they got the Titan
like Season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
for the legends.
I think that your regular grind for it, it's gonna be obtainable, and I think that what they're giving you for Season 1 anyways, like the standard kind of unlockables of titles, different models and legends, some of the VC, the RXP bonuses I think are good. That's what a lot of players are going to be able to chip away through very quickly. It's the supercharger stuff, like I said, that is normally put in there and you just unlock it and you're done, and now you're going to have to earn it. This is also where I think fans are either going to be fine with it or they're going to have a huge hang up with it. 5 iconic assassins are making their way from the franchise: Ezio, Edward Kenway, Bayak, Bassam, and Cassandra. Amazing cinematic quality, the visuals are top notch, and if you're an AC player like me and have been playing the game for years, then this is for you. From your PC, your Mac, or your mobile, and each champion is designed with a lot of upon reaching level 10. Raid has been a big supporter of the channel for many years now, so thank you so much. Now let's get back to the video. The RXP bonuses that I mentioned, those are unlockables upon reaching level 10. Raid has been a big supporter of the channel for many years now, so thank you so much. Now let's get back to the video. The RXP bonuses that I mentioned, those are unlockables that they're throwing in there on the free and the premium tiers, that as you progress and you unlock stuff, This is where it's going to allow you to get even more XP playing matches. So they might give you a 10% bonus of XP once you've unlocked this RXP timed bonus. For the next 2 hours, for example, you're going to earn 10% more RXP for everything you do. So those type of things are good because it's going to let you rack it up. The downside with the free track for the Ringside Pass is that it's tied to the RXP. 2K has now changed the model, so you must collect the XP to get these unlockables that normally were free or included with the version of the game you bought. How much RXP do I need roughly then to unlock stuff? That's what a lot of people are going to ask.
This whole live service thing is like, live service fatigue is real, bro. Gone are the days where you can just boot up a freaking wrestling game, play the game for however many hours you want to play per day, unlock stuff naturally, and just move on. Now we got battle passes and RXPs, and even though they're like, oh, you can't buy everything out of the battle pass right away, trust me, if they don't do it in this game, they're gonna do it in a future game. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. That's all it. That's it. That's all they care about. You know what I'm saying? So like for real, this is going like right now. What he's saying is like basically in order to unlock anything of note, legends, championships, all the things that you might want in order to make your universe mode or your, story modes that you plan out in your head play exactly how you want, you gotta grind this battle pass because who's to say how much RXP you're getting, how much they give you after each match. Remember, you know how WWE 2K is when it comes to their VC. You could put on a 5-star classic and get like 500 VC per match, bro. So that accelerator really helped out people that just wanted to get the stuff done. So now we gotta sit there and I don't know, like with all the games that's coming out this year, like I said, like Resident Evil about to come out in a couple days. Then you got Pragmata. You got all these games that's coming out this year. You gotta really be dedicated to the WWE 2K ecosystem to really just be like, or a content creator or something like that to be grinding this game out to get all the characters unlocked. That's just my opinion, though. Maybe I'm just being lazy.
I asked this. I asked the developers, and they were really good at explaining this. They kind of put me at ease a little bit too. They didn't make it feel like it was going to be outlandish to unlock rewards, free or premium. Their take is that they're trying to find that healthy balance of making sure that things that are going to be in the 30s and 40 tier on the track are going to require more XP, and you got to get more and to unlock it. However, they would give me the example of completing a match, a singles match or something, is going to get you approximately 80 to 100, 120 RXP. A reward, a basic reward, might cost 80, 90 XP. So what they're trying to say is that for the first several tiers, you could do a lot of basic singles matches and regular play and get XP and get enough that you're gonna be just unlocking this stuff
for the first couple of tiers. And I guarantee you, the first couple of tiers, this is how it's going to play out. Mark my words. If I'm wrong, I will come on here and say I'm wrong. Now, I'm not getting the game, so like y'all going to have to tell me if I'm wrong. But what's going to happen is they're going to give you a bunch of jobbers, essentially. People that you don't really care about, or if they do give you like legends and stuff, they're going to give you like the B, C tier legends. And then they're going to throw one bone and give you like a Hulk Hogan or Ultimate Warrior or something like that. Or they're going to give you somebody that's like in a B, A tier for the ones that cost cheap. But all the good stuff, all the stuff that you truly want that's going to be in the 30, 40 tiers is going to be costing like, watch, 500 to like 1,000 RTC or whatever he called it. It's going to cost a whole bunch of that. And you gonna have to grind it out. You gonna have to get 5-star matches out the ass, all that. Watch, I'm telling you, bro. I already know how this is going, and I don't like it because it's like I can understand it, and I can understand why it can be appealing because it'll give you something to do, and I understand that 2K y'all want something to do, so y'all can have more people playing. more people spend money, etc. But it's just like for me in my style in the era of wrestling games I came from, it's just not. I'm not accepting of this change right now. This is not looking good, bruv.
Fairly quickly. But they did want to highlight that they want a balance of all the content in terms of how difficult or easy it is to unlock, because they don't want to make it so easy that players burn through and unlock everything day one by getting all the XP, and then they got nothing and they're waiting 5 weeks for content. At the same token, they didn't want to make it too difficult and ridiculous where you're having to get thousands of XP just to be like you're halfway through and it's not obtainable.
Now, I hear that, right? And I know I keep pausing, but I'm very passionate about this particular topic. This is how you know I'm really locked into a video and I really got something to say when I'm pausing like this. But if that's the case, right? Let's say I'm just a no-lifer and I no-life this shit and I breeze through it, right? And I grind through it. The gameplay and the online features in the island, because y'all bringing the island back, right? Those features should be enough to keep me entertained while I wait for more content. You get what I'm saying? You dig? This is where the gameplay and the online functionality and the community aspect of it holds it down while you wait for season 2. Like because WWE wants to be like Fortnite and Call of Duty so bad, I'm gonna give you a Fortnite Call of Duty example. When you play the Battle Pass, right? Because I used to play Fortnite with a friend. I wasn't one of those like, oh, I gotta grind this Battle Pass. I barely bought Battle Passes, but I had a friend, right? No, I mean, matter of fact, let's use Call of Duty because Call of Duty is a lot more. I think it'd be a better example. Call of Duty, when you get these battle passes and you get these maps and stuff like that, once you get the items from the battle pass and from the maps or whatever, like you want, the gameplay, for the most part at least, is so good and it's so addictive that it doesn't matter when the next content drops. Like you'll be here because you like, damn, online is working. I'm playing. I'm spraying dudes down. I'm having fun. I'm doing what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? Same thing with Fortnite. You grind out the whole battle pass. Now at that point you're just playing the game because Fortnite is fun, bro. It's very fun. It's like, all right, we in there. Let's run this duos. Let's run this solo. Let's run this squad. Like let's run blitz. Let's run no builds. Like you'll have stuff to do and you'll have the content that you have. And if it's a matter of, well, we want everybody to get the content at the same time, then just drop the content at the same time for everybody. If like I shouldn't have to be halted and have to wait because somebody else ain't playing or don't got enough time to play like I do. That's not my problem. This person might have a life and I might not have a life. You get what I'm saying? Like, so the logic to me like is there, but it's just like at the same time, bro, I would much rather them say we doing this so we can keep people player retention. A lot of people play the game for 2 to 3 months. They unlock everything. They might try out the island or whatever. They might do universe mode. Maybe it's their thing. Maybe it's not. And then they leave. We want this system in place so that more people are willing to play the game for longer periods of time. That's why we'll give you this much content now, and then in the summer we'll give you content, and then in the fall, because obviously those DLCs that they was dropping, they knew there was some BS. They knew it was cheeks, so they was like, you know what, we going instead of doing it with the DLC, we gonna do it with everything in the game. And they gonna mess around and do that with the DLC too. They not gonna learn. They gonna do the same thing. They gonna drop the initial DLC day one or whatever. Then we gotta wait a couple months for the next amount of DLC, and they gonna do the same thing because they've been doing it for the past 2 games. So that's just.
They did reiterate that every single season stays alive. So whether you buy the game, day one, or you wait till almost the end of the year, and then you want to get the season pass and the ringside pass, and you get all 6 seasons, for example, you're going to be able to just go back and unlock. Or if you did get it all day one, and you're halfway through season 1, and then season 2 drops, but you weren't even done, it stays you can just go from, season 1 to season 2, season 3, and so
Not
on,
like that.
and go back and forth to unlock stuff the way you want. So
Now, I do appreciate that. I do appreciate the fact that they're not doing what they're kind of taking the Marvel Rivals approach to it, where it's like, whatever we got this season, you still got time to get it. We're not going to just take it away from you if you don't get it done by this. Like, Fortnite, if you buy a season pass and you don't clear that whole season pass, by the time the next one come out, you just assed out. You just shit out of luck. Like, you kind of like, oh, well, you got what you got. The other stuff is lost in time, never to be found unless we decide to sell it on items shop or something like that. I like the fact that they like, all right, even if you decide to wait at the end of the year when the holidays come up and it's like $25 on PlayStation or it's on PlayStation Plus for like, I'm not gonna say free because you gotta pay for PS Plus, but like, I like the fact that they'll give you the option, like, if you don't get it now, you can always go back and get it later, as opposed to if you don't get it now and you're not on this game every day and you're not grinding out and you're not like hurrying up and running through it so you can get as much stuff as you can, then you're going to miss out on this content. I like that. So I'm 2K, I'm going to give you your props for that one.
Fire. So I thought that this was a good thing. You can add the premium pass as well anytime you want. So the example they gave me was that if you were at
this Stephanie costume
tier
is actually pretty nice too.
For the free, you could turn around and buy the season pass, season 1. You'll unlock everything up in the premium to level 20, tier 20. They go in tandem. Free tier and premium pass tier, those tracks, they work together as they unlock, as long as you have the XP. Now, earning RXP, I gave the example of standard matches, singles matches. You earn RXP through everything you do. Universe mode, my GM, match types, regular matches, my faction, the island. You're going to accumulate XP every which way you do this. You could even, they gave the example of, the watch shows feature they've added for universe mode. Even something like that will earn you XP. They're going to add milestones and larger achievements and things in different modes to give you more XP to earn. One of the examples the devs gave me was that they explained if you played 8 regular matches, for example, you'll earn roughly 800 RXP, which is enough to unlock a huge chunk of the tiers. So my takeaway from talking to them, I didn't get the impression that I've got to get 50,000, 100,000 XP to unlock stuff. I'm hearing that it's going to be more balanced and obtainable. Okay. This is the biggest fear I think players have is, one, they're going to have to grind an insane amount to get anywhere with the game and get these unlockables.
I still stand on my point, even though that's what he said and that's what the dev said. I still stand on the point that he said the initial tiers, the first few initial tiers is where it's going to be easy. And as you get higher, right? As you get to the higher tiers, you're going to have to spend a little bit more. Now, I am hoping, right, that they didn't lie to Assemble and that they just, hey, you want to unlock this character, you have to play a match or two. You'll have enough to unlock 2 tiers if you play 2 matches, something like that. That's cool. That's cool. I can understand that. Right? But like I said, I feel like what they're going to do is they're going to put the jobbers and they're going to put like a lot of the lower level stuff towards the beginning, like the stuff that you probably really not going to care that too much about is going to be early in the battle pass. And then they'll throw you a bone or two. They might throw you an Undertaker. They might throw you a Hulk Hogan, or they might throw you a Shawn Michaels or something like that, right? And then after that, it's going to get increasingly more expensive, which means you're going to have to do more. You know what I'm saying? And then that also, like, poses the question, is there going to be a limit? Like, can you just spam? Because can you just spam one-on-one matches, hardcore matches, or whatever like that, or in exhibition mode and get it? He didn't mention online either. So do you get points like this RXP online? Do you get that? Like, how much do you get just watching universe mode? Like, not playing it, but just watching it. Stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's I feel like they simplified it for him, like, whatever like that, but I feel like it's still more to the story that we don't know yet. And obviously the game hasn't come out, but This is just me. Like I'm really interested in how they're gonna go about this tier.
The other concern has to do with paid skip tiers, and if you already paid for something like the Monday Night Wars edition, the top tier edition, you've paid for that, which includes access to the 6 seasons, but it doesn't let you unlock it. It's like having the permission, the opportunity to grind for the content. This is the problem I think players have.
You're absolutely right, because I do have a problem with that. I am paying $200. Is it $200 or $150? I think it's like 200, right? For the Monday Night War. It's like 225 or something like that. Something crazy. I'm paying $200 for the permission to grind 2K, bro. Y'all not gonna give it to me, but I'm paying for the permission to grind. So basically, I am paying for the battle passes in advance. I feel like they still. I ain't gonna lie. Some people gonna be like, "Yo, you're being negative," or "You ain't even play, you ain't give it a chance." I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like they should have still gave us an accelerator. Just charge like more for the accelerator if that's the case. I wouldn't like that particularly, but I would. But if I was to buy this game and I just was like, damn, they got a battle pass. I don't want to do this shit. I don't want to grind this. Let me just cough up the $20 or however much I gotta do to get past it. All right, let me cough the $10 up just to get through the whole joint. I would do that. I would do that, right? Because I know me. I might play online a little bit. I might play some exhibition match. Hell, I might. I'll probably touch universe mode for a little bit, right? My faction, not doing my faction. Not this year. Y'all not about to get me. Sorry. Not get me with my faction. Don't care about the island that much. I don't want to play WWE's version of NBA 2K's My Park. I'm good. Like, I don't want to get dropped off at the OTC island. I'm good off that. I don't want to get cheesed to death. Like, so, I don't know, bro.
And you tell me in the comments, but this is the impression I get from a lot of the community. Is the issue they have is I'm paying the 160, 180 bucks, whatever, for the Monday Night Wars edition. I get the 6 seasons included, but nothing's unlocked. You have to grind. So then they do talk about paid skip tiers. The dollar amount for paid skip tiers has not been confirmed. The approximate estimate that we got was $1.99 to skip a tier. But I'll reiterate, it's not confirmed by 2K. So in a tier, you'll see, like I have the examples for the battle pass, you'll have like 2 items sometimes in the free, you'll have 2 items in the paid premium, and that's tier 1. If you want to skip that, buy it, and just skip ahead a tier, it might cost players $2 to do that for every tier. If you don't want to grind, let's say you went all the way to level 40, you just went across to the whole end of the thing, and you said, I don't want to pay for this to grind it. I want to skip. So you could pay to skip the tiers. But that's going to cost you approximately $80 to skip all the tiers, the entire season 1 of the battle pass. And now you have everything. But this is the problem I see, is like you've already paid for, example, Monday Night Wars edition, where you paid for the access to those tiers. Now you're paying an additional $80 roughly to skip it all and buy it and get it all unlocked. That is the player's choice. You can grind. You can just collect your XP and chip away at it for 5-6 weeks, and then the next season comes out and the next season comes out. And if there's stuff that you're really wanting to get, pay to get the thing unlocked and you don't have to worry about it. But because we don't know the cost of each item, each persona, the unlockables in the premium, how much XP you need once you get to like level 30, 35, and even the top 40, how much is it to get those final pieces? This is the balancing act that they got to be very careful with, in my opinion, because you could really turn away a lot of players.
Yeah. Soon as he said $80, the concept that I just told y'all about the whole getting an accelerator and just letting us buy it, it went out the window. I'm gonna be honest with you. once again, I see why they're doing it. They're doing it so they can give us more reason to log on and play and stuff like that. Cause 2K for the past couple years, probably since 2K23, has had the problem of it only lasts ever since they moved it to like March release instead of having it come out in October. I feel like them putting it out, I'm not gonna say in the middle of the year, but close to the middle of the year, kinda like made it die out, and it's like faster than when they dropped it in the fall. Cause in the fall you had like October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and then like right around April, WrestleMania time, then you like May, June. Like you had time. Like people would still play it. Obviously, the player base will fall off a little bit, like post WrestleMania, but people still played it up until next October. Whereas though here, people it comes out in May. By time September rolls around, they dropped it and they're on the Call of Duty or they're on to the big fall release of this year. And it's just like that's my thing. So I get it. Y'all want to put out tiers throughout the year so people can have stuff to do and come back and stuff like that. I can respect it. I mean, the only thing I can say, just see what happens and go from there. Like I said, I know I keep covering this game, even though I said I'm not gonna play it. But it's like there is a curiosity in me that wants to check it out and wants to try it. But every time I log on, I see reasons to get it, like the CM Punk showcase. But then I also see reasons not to get it, like this. I see reasons to get it, like okay, we got these Attitude Era like characters, and we got all these like new animations, and you got the thumbtacks and all the blood and all this other crazy stuff, and then you see reasons not to get it, like dial it, like it's like a constant back and forth, and honestly, that's why I always say I'm not gonna get it because it's like I don't want to buy something that I'm just gonna play for like a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then drop. Because that's what I did with 2K25. I waited until it came out and went on sale. I played the story mode, and then I just didn't have the energy to play it anymore. And I don't want to do that, especially because games are very expensive now. Very expensive. And y'all want me to pay $200 for a Monday Night War edition? Y'all out of y'all mind? Just for it to not really be exact. Man, listen, let me stop. The video is already long. This video is almost 30 minutes. Let's
If
let's
they
get
feel
through it.
the value isn't there and the grind is too high. So when you do look at the end of 6 seasons, and not every player is going to do this. And if you choose to skip tiers to get everything, I think that's the player's choice. They have the option in there. The seasons don't expire, but it's the player's choice to go and say, all right, I'm going to spend, let's just say $40, $60, and I'm going to unlock all the tiers because I don't want to worry about it. But I've already paid for the whole game. So the cost is getting higher and higher. If I do this over 6 seasons, you're like in the realm of $500 or more just on paid skip tiers. That's paid skip tiers. Not to mention the cost of the game you already paid, well over $100. If you were somebody that said every time they drop a season, I'm unlocking everything, I'm gonna pay for it, and I got the Monday Night Wars edition because I got all the seasons plus I got the additional content that comes with it. If you did that every single season, by the time you got to Christmas, when it's all done, you probably have spent over $600 on the video game.
Woo!
So that's a lot. If you were somebody
Yes.
that got the standard edition, the CM Punk edition,
I
where you
ain't
don't
spending
get
no
any season
$600.
pass, you can do all the free stuff and do that right away. And that does sound like it's going to be pretty easy to unlock. The free tier for season 1, it sounds like it's going to be just crank it out. But if you didn't want season 1 content, you didn't want any content of the premium because you're trying to save money, then get the standard edition, wait, and if there is a season that you were like, hey, that looks really cool, I'm going to now get that season, you can buy that season pass, which is something I'd recommend a lot of players do as the seasons roll out. If you've got just the standard edition, don't run out and buy all 6 seasons if you don't feel there's enough value there. Shift gears a little bit for some of the content. Personas, for example. One good thing that they're doing is, yes, they're going to have dedicated personas that are just for the Ringside Pass. They are separate from what they create for my faction. They don't overlap. One example that's in season 1 is going to be Stephanie Vaquer. She has a persona model that's in there that you can unlock, And when you do unlock it, it acts as an alt attire. The only way that it's going to be like a separate slot for the character is if there's some elements that are totally different. The entrance motion, the Tron, all these other things are completely different. Then there'll be individual like new superstars. Or for somebody like Stephanie Vaquer with her blue attire, it acts as another attire slot for her.
Now I do like that. I do like the fact that we're getting some. I don't know if we'll get all of them, but I like the fact that we're getting some of the Persona characters in the battle pass, and that we'll be able to play as them, like as alternates. I do like that because I'm not feeling that my faction thing at all, bro. At all. Like I hate that. Like I hate my faction with a passion, bro. Hate is a very strong word, but I hate my faction. So like, I'm glad they getting rid of that, and not getting rid of it. Like they didn't say that, but I'm glad that we getting like some of the Persona cards like in the battle pass, if not all of them. Like that's tolerable. That's a fair trade to me. Very fair trade, if you ask me.
Devs also explained to me, they were sitting there with me, and they explained how they have a lot of the seasonal content figured out, obviously. They are very excited for what comes around season 3 and beyond, because they said, from their perspective, they have a lot of really cool stuff that they've been working on. And it's not only just like superstars, but you're going to see taunts, moves added in. There are more arenas that they've already added in for season 1, but also 2, 3, 4, etc. They're beefing up the content in there. So there's going to be a lot in the game. By the time you would get to season 6, your roster is huge. The amount of arenas that you have exclusive for you is way more. You've collected a lot of VC to be able to do stuff like play my faction if that's your thing, or you've collected VC for the island, or island parts, or card packs. You've played universe mode constantly, you've earned XP along the way. Same with my GM. They're doing way more, they said, once it comes to like season 3 and 4 and beyond, where they feel that the content is going to be taken up a notch even more, and they are very excited about it. My concern is RXP to unlock premium content, how much it will be. Will you get halfway through it, and then season 2 is about to drop, and you're nowhere near being able to finish the season 1 because it's just so much to grind, where they're like, here's 100 XP, and you need 800 to 1,000 to get to the next tier because you're stuck, and there's just, it's gonna take too long. And every player is different as well, and that's my thing. Like, I ain't playing video games for 9 hours straight and grinding. Everyone's situation is different. I'm gonna pick up and play some matches, have some fun, and I'm earning the XP. That's cool. I want to unlock the stuff, but I don't have the time to sit and grind for weeks to just get the abundance of it. Not to mention, there are certain modes
I like this Bianca
that I don't
too.
play a ton with. It's not that I don't like them that much. It's just I just don't play them. Like, I don't play my faction a ton, and I don't play the island a ton. At least I didn't in the last year's game. I didn't really touch the island that much because it didn't speak to me, that's all. But how much XP is going to be locked into the island, like incentivizing you to get into the island, or incentivizing you to play more my faction, to earn XP, to unlock the battle pass. And that might not jive with a lot of fans. So in summary and conclusion, there's a lot here to dissect and divulge and go through, right? Of the battle pass and the concerns players have, legitimate concerns they have. And I raise those. I try to at least speak on, hey, this is what people are concerned about. This is what they're worried about, that it is going to be an extensive grind that no one will ever be able to complete and get the unlockables. And then it all just goes off to the end of the game, and, you know, they spent hundreds of dollars, or they're kind of pigeonholed and felt like they have to skip tiers because it's too much. So I tried. Am I going to play the battle pass and unlock stuff? Yeah, I'm going to play it as much as I normally do every single year for the games. I think that the unlockables they have in there for season 1, under the free and the premium tracks, I think they're pretty good. I don't hate the model. I think the old way of like, here's your 5 DLC characters, I was bored of it. I didn't like half of it because I'm like, I don't need NBA stars and celebrities. I want the wrestlers. I want arenas. I want new moves. I want new content that way. This is their first year of it, which you're going to see some stuff that you're like, I'm probably not that interested in, or you're going to see stuff that you are really hyped about. For example, like season 1, you got Vikingo, Triple Mania Arena is in there. The AAA title is there. There's multiple AAA stars. Mr. Iguana is in there for season 1. They dumped a lot of what would normally be big DLC content. They put it in there. It was in the premium track, yes, but what I'm saying is they're already giving players like brand new DLC content. AAA superstars peppered throughout the premium season pass. Vikingo is the first thing you can unlock. So I see a lot of positives there where 40 tracks on the free, 40 on the premium, you're getting 80 tiers total of content.
Right.
We also talked about players wanting to know what's coming up for the next season. And the devs did mention that they're going to be doing their best to make sure that players have an idea of what's coming, that they will advertise it, showcase it ahead of time, enough time ahead, like not 5 days before the release of the next season. And then it's like, here, you got a little bit of a taste of what's to come. They want to keep the cycle of content going at a rate where some players or a lot of players might finish up in 4 weeks, and week 5 or week 6 is when you're going to see season 2 or 3, for example.
This is where 2K needs to step it up with the communicate. Like they're usually good at like promoting stuff like when it initially comes out. But 2K, one thing I notice about them, when something isn't good, they do not know how to hide their hand very well. Like when 2K20, that marketing was a disaster. Right? Battlegrounds, they didn't really have nothing. It was a disaster. When 22 came out, man, they was showing mad content. They was like selling the hell out of everybody on that. They sold the hell out of me with 22. 23, they kind of did the same. 24, you know what I'm saying? It was like they was selling you, but they was like, we proved ourselves already. Y'all already know what to expect. And then 25 is where it was like, I felt like as far as marketing, it was promoted well, but it was also kind of like it was weak and with the promotion. This one, it feels like they're really trying to throw everything at you. Like, we got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. Like I said, I see positives in it because like he said, you get like 80 tiers worth of things. That's a lot of content. Like, I can admit that's a lot of content. And the fact that half of it is free, I can respect that, right? Now, I'm hoping, since they are in the business of, hey, man, we in the season business now. We kind of doing this live service season thing where we got this season and next season and next season. I want y'all, 2K, to be very up-to-date with characters and wrestlers. If a wrestler changes look, y'all need to be putting that in the next season, or y'all need to be giving us free updates or something. Y'all need to update these characters as they change they look. Since y'all gonna be giving us this content and stuff, and people gonna be paying for it, y'all better be putting some new stuff in there. Y'all, I don't want to hear, oh, we couldn't get to it this year, BS, because y'all gonna be putting out new content every season. So if y'all gotta squeeze that new model in there, that's what y'all need to be doing too. Like, that's just straight up. I'm keeping it a bean with y'all. Y'all need to do that.
Example, that's going to drop. They want to have it just flowing, where you're always going to kind of be in the know of what's coming next. Once the game officially comes out, then I'm going to go through and see how much grinding takes, and then I can give you full feedback as well. So, love to know your thoughts. What do you think of the Ringside Pass, the Battle Pass, and everything I've tried to cover for you here today? I try to give you as much detail as I possibly can with the information that I have available. If you guys want to talk about gameplay impressions, I got that video right here for you. It's my hands-on experience with the game, just pure gameplay impressions. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.